Morning, guys. Heather from Heather's Zenful Crochet here. We have another episode. Goodness sake, frog in my throat. Sorry. Another episode of crocheting all of my saved free Instagram patterns. Today's pattern is by Crochet Grove, and it is her free snail keychain. I think, let me look. She probably made it in Parfait Chunky. Oh, it actually does not specify what she made it in. But she usually uses Parfait Chunkies, but I am going to use Bernat Blanket and Premier Basic Chanel for mine. So I think I'm going to spice these up just a bit, these episodes. Kind of put a challenge within this challenge of crocheting all of my free patterns. So I think what I want to do is choose a color, and then I have to make that item in the color that I choose. And I'm going to choose the color, or you guys can choose. Maybe you guys put a comment down in the comment section of what color I should do for my next episode. And then I have to make the next pattern with that color, just to spice up the challenge just a bit. So I chose my own color this time. One of my favorite colors is purple. So I thought I could make the snail in purples. So the shell is alternated in two different colors. Let's see if I can pull up a better picture. So if you can see that without the glare, the shell is two different colors. It says to change colors every other row for the snail shell. So I thought instead of doing that, I would just use this multicolored yarn, and it's mostly purple, so I thought that would be a good choice for the shell. And then I was trying to find another purple that I had that would kind of match that. The closest one I had is this color. This color, it's just regular Bernat Blanket, is Burgundy Plum. And this color is Tulip. So I thought this could be the shell and this could be the body. I thought those would go really well together. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that, at least for the next several patterns, is choose a color before I know what the next pattern is. And then I think for next time, I won't find out what the pattern is until I come on to record. I'll pull up my saved patterns while I'm recording, find the next pattern, and then try to find the yarns, colors that I have to crochet that pattern with. And hopefully I have the colors. I have a lot of colors, but a lot of the yarns don't match. So I have some Bernat Old Formula colors that don't match regular Bernat or the Chanel basic colors. I've got Big Twist Plush that is bigger than any other yarn, so I can't really mix that with some of the other yarns because it's bigger. So it'll probably be a pretty good challenge to choose a color and then find out what the pattern is. Because I don't want to have to go buy yarn. I want to use what I have. So that might be a challenge in itself, finding the yarn in my own yarn stash to crochet these with. Anyway, with all that being said, look forward to that with my next episodes, doing a challenge within a challenge. Color first, and it has to stick within that color. I mean, I could use multis like this. I think that is mainly the color that I was given or chosen, but it has to be in the color range of that color. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started with this pattern. as always, I've got my 5.5 millimeter hook with the basic chenille and Bernat blanket. Oh, and who I am watching today is Crochet Corner 0114. I don't know if any of you follow her or watch her. I like her channel. This episode that she has on is yarn shopping at Joann's, large yarn haul, 50% off yarn. I don't know if any of you, I'm sure most of you have seen where Joann's has put their yarn, depends on the store, 40 to 50% off. I haven't been at Joann's in at least a month, maybe longer. And I told my husband, I said, we need to get to Joann's to find this, to get these sales on this yarn, you know. Hopefully they have the yarn that I want, but 50% off, I need to get to Joann's and see what they've got. The closest one to me is about 40 minutes away. My husband was in that town earlier this week, and when I told him that we needed to go to Joann's, he stopped by that one, and that store is already closed. He said it was already closed down. They were done. It was middle of the day. Store was dark. So that Joann's apparently has already closed. So I don't think the Joann's stores are all going to close at the same time. I think when they're depleted, they're going to close maybe. Because that Joann's is already gone. So my next closest one is about an hour away. I do want to go there hopefully this weekend. Maybe today's Saturday. Might go tomorrow. I'm going tomorrow morning to go see my mom, visit her for a while, have coffee with her in the morning. So maybe after I leave there, I might go to Joann's and see what they have left. Joann's from my mom's house is about a half hour. So my mom's house is between me and that Joann's. So it would just kind of make sense. Today, I don't know if I'll get to Joann's today or not. It's yard sale day. It's yard sale season. My husband is a reseller, so we do go yard selling quite a bit. Today is my town's citywide yard sales. We live in a pretty small town. There was some yesterday because yesterday's Friday. He said there was like 5, but we're going to go again today, see if there is any more yard sales in town. And then there's another town, I don't know, about 20 minutes away that is also doing their citywide yard sale. So we're going to go check theirs out as well. But then we have to be at my son's house by like 12:30 to go to my grandson's soccer game. So we might be able to go to Joann's afterwards, but I don't know if we will or not, because I have 2 little dogs and they get kenneled when we leave. So I don't like to leave them in their kennels for too terribly long. So after my son's soccer game, we probably need to come home because the dogs would have been locked up for about the max amount of time I like to leave them in there. So we may not make it there today. So I might have to wait until tomorrow. But anyway, have any of you guys gone to Joann's lately? How's your sales in your Joann's if you have one near you? I'm hoping that once I get there, there's still going to be yarn left. And I'm hoping it's 50% off and not just 40. And the videos that I've been seeing of people going to Joann's, their shelves are almost completely restocked with yarn. So I'm really, really hoping that's the case with the Joann's that I have nearby. Fingers crossed. I would love to get some more Bernat blanket. I'm needing the woodland tweed. I am out, and I have not been able to find that colorway anywhere. Like online. It's sold out. You can't find it. It's not at Walmart. Obviously, I've looked at Joann's last time I was there. They didn't have any. I did get an email notification from Walmart.com saying that it was back in stock. So I looked at it. They went $13.99 on Walmart.com for Bernat Blanket Woodland Tweed. I am not paying $13.99 plus shipping for that yarn. It is not happening. They are out of their minds. Yeah, I don't want to pay $12.99 or $10 for the yarn, to be honest with you. Walmart's Bernat Blanket yarn in the physical stores is usually it's like $9.99, and that's even a little too much, I think, but I don't know. Yarnspirations has Bernat Blanket, but they are expensive too. They went $12.99 for their skeins, plus shipping. I got a Hirschner's magazine in the mail yesterday. They have Bernat Blanket at Hirschner's, but same thing. They want $12.99 for a ball of Bernat Blanket. They do have some of the other Bernat Blanket yarn on sale, like the Dappled and the Frosting. They're on a good sale if you're interested in those kind of yarns. The Bernat, I'd have to look at the magazine. I know the Frosting and Dappled, maybe the tie-dye-ish one also. They were on sale, I want to say for $7.99 a ball in the Hirschner's magazine. So if you are interested in that kind of yarn, and for Bernat, I would check out Hirschner's. They've got a really good sale going on. If you don't have a Joann's close, or your Joann's is out of stock on those kind of things that you would want. But yeah, I am thinking about recording some of my trip to Joann's. You know, I'm new to YouTube, and recording. So recording myself in my own home by myself is one thing, to be out in public and recording is just way too awkward. I'm just afraid people are looking at me and like judging me or something. So if I'm somewhere like in an aisle or something, there's nobody there, then I will probably record. But I don't even like to record around my husband, which is kind of silly, I know, but I don't know. It's very uncomfortable for me. Alright, so I know I've been blabbing on for quite a while here. Hopefully you don't mind talking about Joann's. So, most of us are probably crocheters and are feeling the sting of Joann's going out of business. So it's a topic a lot of us talk about. I'm really liking the way this yarn is working up. Look at this shell so far. Isn't that pretty? It's kind of got almost its own little spiral. I probably should have started with 12 in the magic ring and not the 6, because it always cones up on me. Kind of stretching it out to try to get it to come out of it. Yeah, that helped some. Isn't that pretty? That's going to be a cute snail. This is the second snail pattern that I have had for this challenge. I was just thinking the other day, the other snail I made, I took to my market that I had almost a month ago now. But I need to take it to my crochet booth. It's really cute. I think somebody would really like it. It did get attention at my market. But the thing with the snails is they don't sit up on their own. You've got to prop them up because the head is heavy, so they tend to topple over. I do have poly beads. I wonder if I could put some poly beads. Maybe in the shell? Or in the bottom of the body? Wonder if that would work. I wonder. I bet it would. Okay. I had to count my rows, make sure I wasn't supposed to be decreasing yet. Alright, I do believe that is row 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Okay, now starting to decrease. I did order some more of this Premier Basic Chanel before their sale was done. They, for the whole month of April, they had a sale going for their Premier Basic Chanel. It was $2.99 a skein. And they're good size skeins. They are 75 yards, 3.5 ounces, 100 gram balls. 75 yards doesn't sound like a whole lot, but there's honestly, because the weight of it, it's honestly a lot of yarn for $2.99. So I bought like $80 worth. I had to buy enough to get free shipping. You know, you always got to do that. 2 decrease. 2, I think. Lost track of my stitches here. Yeah. Okay. But I'm really, really loving this yarn. The only thing about ordering this yarn, it takes a while to get shipped to you. My last order was almost 2 weeks before I actually got it. So I ordered this yarn on Monday. No, I think it was Tuesday. So, and it said, what did it say? 9 to 12 days for shipping. So, I got some colors that I needed. I needed yellow. Been making a lot of bees. So I needed yellow. I got some different colored browns. What else did I get? I got some more of the, like the really bright pink color. I think I got a different shade of purple. I don't remember now. Oh my goodness. I didn't need any greens. I think I may have gotten a blue. I don't remember. I guess that'll be a surprise when it gets here. Alright, time to stuff. And I know the crinkling, I hate having that in the video, so I'm going to stop talking so I can fast forward through this because I don't want to have the crinkling in my video. Okay. I think I have said this before. I am a chronic... I don't think I overstuff. I don't like a super soft, squishy plush. I like a decently firm plush. So I like to stuff it enough to where it's got that little bit of a firm feel to it. So I don't think I stuff it to the point where you get gaps in the stitches, but maybe a little bit around the decrease, but alrighty. Shell is all done. Hopefully the light's not flushing out the color too much. Yeah, all done. Really pretty. And then the body is going to be this plum color. I think that's going to look sharp. I think that's going to look good. Now I got to find the end to this yarn. All right, got it. Okay. Let's see. All right, so I am going to get the body going and watch my YouTube, and then I will do a time lapse. Time for eyes. Now with this darker yarn, I've been really using a lot of these safety eyes with the little highlights in them. For one, it's just a second. There we go. Mute that. I need to get them used. I do have regular black ones, but I want to see what these look like. I don't know. It almost looks alienish. And my hair just does not want to stay back. I don't know. Do we like it? It's got the little nubbins for the antenna. I don't know. I do have regular black ones over there. I'll probably go grab those, see what they look like. So I'll be back. Alright, I got my other container of eyes. I think I'll use this size. The other ones are going to be too small and will fall out. What row? Between what row? 5 and 6. That seems kind of low, but maybe not. Do I like that better? Oh, I think the eyes are too low. She said between rows 5 and 6, but oh my goodness. Trying to find the right spot. That's 1 row higher. Okay, I think I like them there. Alright, it's done. Committed. They are where they are. Just a second. Alright, I went ahead and stuffed the head. That way I didn't have the crinkling of the poly bag in the video. If you don't know, I hate the sound of crinkling packages in videos, so I do not want those and that sound in my videos. So, with that being said, you will never see a packing video on my channel because I hate that noise. Not a fan of packing videos for that reason. I would either fast forward or mute the video when people package videos. Do packaging videos is what I meant to say. 13 rounds. Okay, so now we are at the smallest decrease. We're going to be starting the body, and we are only to stuff the head. So this is 13 rounds of 8 is what it is, 13 rounds of 8. So instead of doing tallies or moving, well, I will use a stitch marker, but I'm going to leave this stitch marker in and use a different stitch marker to move my stitch, to count my rows, and then I'll just count my rows from this stitch marker up to know how many rows that I have done. I feel that that is the fastest and easiest way for me to do rows that are more than like 4 rows. Repeat. Gotta find another stitch marker right here in front of the camera. Alright, so we have got 13 rows of 8 to do. So put that stitch marker has apparently been chewed up by my dog. Okay. Okay, got all 13 rows, so this is the body. So after the 13th row, it just says fasten off, leave a long tail. Sew body onto the shell using the tail from the body. So it doesn't, I mean, I just close this off, I guess, with the tail like you normally would, is what I'm guessing. It's supposed to be sewing on, so I'm going to do a really long tail. You just never know how much you need. Alright, so I'm going to close this up. It's getting pretty close to the time I need to get my husband up so we can get going for the day and get out to yard sales. You know, you always got to get an early start for yard sales. It is, what time is it? I just saw it. Oh, 7:17. So, probably need to be getting him up shortly. So I don't know if I'm going to have time to sew on the shell or not. I might. Okay, so she has hers. Look how cute that's going to be. Alright, I probably need to skewer him. Well, I don't know if that's on straight or not. I mean, it's not completely straight, but I honestly kind of like how his head's turned just a bit to look at you. But of course, if he's completely straight. Yeah. Skewer him right at the base of his neck to keep his head straight. Snail is all done. That was honestly a pretty quick little make. I might put some white detail around the eyes and make those eyes pop out just a bit. See? See what I mean? The snails always flop forward. I mean, they are really cute, but I don't know, maybe I should have put the poly beads in it, but I was on a time crunch this morning. So this is the snail. Really wish the light was a little better. I don't have a light over here. But yeah, I like the variegated colored shell. Really cute. It's a lot easier to sew the body onto the shell than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, he's really cute. This could be done in so many different colorways. Like I said, the variegated yarn for the shell is perfect, so you don't have to do all the color changing. You could do a solid shell. You could do a multicolored body. So many different options. Like I said, this is by Crochet Grove. Her free snail, it's supposed to be a keychain on her Instagram, but size of my hand compared to it. Of course, like I said, I think she used Parfait Chunky, and I used Bernat Blanket, so obviously it's going to turn out bigger. Like I said, that's a theme with this challenge, is mine always come out bigger because I use bigger yarn than most people. But I'm okay with that. I kind of like the bigger jumbo items, you know. They're cute, and you can get a little bit more money out of the bigger items. So, another snail. So the pattern is really easy. You just make a ball for the shell, and these little antennas are little picket stitches. Picot, sorry, not picket, picot stitches. Yeah, it's really easy, pretty fun pattern. I probably would make this one again before I would make the other snail that I made. The other snail, we worked a spiral up and then we curled it in and then sewed it to the body. I kind of like this one better. Easier, quicker. Yeah. And I will also tag Crochet Corner 0114 in the description as well. If you don't know her and you would like to check out her channel, you can do so. That's going to be into this video today, guys. I've got to go get my husband up so we can go yard sailing and then go to my grandson's soccer game. So thank you so much for clicking in today's video and watching. Really appreciate it. Like I said, I'm going to make these challenges a little bit more fun and challenging with the color challenge on top of the making of the pattern and not knowing what the pattern is until I hit record. So, hopefully those will be a little bit more fun to watch for you guys. But anyway, if you do like my content, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that like button, and I will see you in the next video. Catch you later. Bye-bye.